shorter people.
I see.
Every year, and I need Buck to come up. And Buck is the president of Patty Fest, and Patty Fest is the board that oversees both the Patty Festival and the Gardner Winter Music Festival. And every year at the Gardner Festival, we present the Heritage Award to one person. Last year, it was Richard, and the person that receives the Heritage Award is somebody who has contributed to old-time music, who has contributed to the festival, besides coming the longest distance. So not only is that the longest distance, but it is the Heritage Award for 2018.
All right.
So, wants to say a few words, but there is somebody here in the audience. I don't know if she is coming from backstage. Tiffany. Tiffany Rice, where are you? I need you now.
Oh, boy. Try to take care of it, baby.
Well,
Where is she, Tyler?
Right there.
Oh, Tiffany. That's
as I just talked to her, we had this all planned.
Oh, okay.
There was a plan in this madness.
No, for heaven's sake.
We get front row seats.
Oh,
He's out there. Daddy has the say as many words as you want.
All right, so Judy asked me a little while back to come up here on stage, and the man of the hour has no idea what's going on, right?
Right.
Yeah, he doesn't. So I'd like to just talk a little bit about Ray Hicks here. And about 10 years ago or so, when I came to Morgantown, I stumbled upon the Percival Pickers, right, at Percival Hall, and they were playing old-time music. And such a nice group of people, and a man came up to me and said, "Honey, you're a bluegrass musician. I'll give you Ray Hicks' phone number." I had no idea who Ray Hicks was. I called him. I said, "Hey, I'm in town. I play bluegrass, and I'd like to, join a group or play with somebody." And he invited me over his house. And it was that night that Ray taught me how to sing harmony. Had no idea how to sing harmony. And he said, "Here, just watch me." He was so good. And we've been talking, me and Aaron, about how Ray is just a people person. Ray brings people together. He brings musicians of all different walks of life together, and from coast to coast, right? So Ray now lives in Winchester, Virginia, sometimes in California. We really don't know where he is. We try to keep up with him on Facebook, but
Saying they have the IRS.
no, but he really just brings people together, and it's an honor for me to be able to give Ray the Heritage Award.
I was supposed to say something about Whirly, at some point.
Right.
So I just want to say with their little check shirts and their little bandanas and their little hats on, and this guy playing this funny looking instrument there, and a guitar and a mandolin and a banjo, and it was Whirly and his bunch. And I found out that Whirly draws a very big circle. He doesn't exclude people, he always included them. He had that kind of a personality. And I really, really did find him to be what I would consider to be a real gentleman. He never said bad things about people, he never talked bad about anybody. He drew a few sort of lines around what he expected for this festival, including no electric instruments and no drums. And I think that was a good choice. I think he did well. But he started that out, and like I said, I attended the first one in 1980, and every one since. And I even when Worley needed to have a musician that maybe was missing from his band, he would give me a call and I'd play with him. So anyway, so that's really my recollections of Worley, and I do think that you know, he was such a force, such a constant, quiet force, that you didn't see him in the foreground. You always knew that he was working in the background. And I think that Eb and Judy are doing a lot of the same sort of thing, and I think we ought to really recognize that too. How about that? So, wow. So I've got this Gardner Winter Music Festival. You have bettered our lives by furthering old-time music, and we are grateful. I am grateful. Thank you. Award for traveling the farthest.
It's the only time that we've added that to the Heritage Award.
Okay, so I'm a dual winner here today. Thank you very much.